Hello and welcome to today's episode of Behind the Myth. Pazuzu may not be a name that is instantly recognized. However, if you've ever had the pleasure of watching what is considered to be one of the most disturbing movies of all time, you might perhaps remember the demonic statue that is unearthed in the starting scenes of The Exorcist. A stone representation of the entity who would go on to possess 12-year-old Regan McNeil. Pazuzu is referred to in the ancient texts of Mesopotamia, now Iraq, Kuwait, eastern Syria, southeastern Turkey, and the border regions of Turkey and Syria, as well as Iran and Iraq, as the king of the demons of the wind, brother of Humbaba, and son of the god Hanbi. He is also known to have represented the southwestern wind and the bearer of storms and drought. Pazuzu is an Assyrian and Babylonian demonic god who was most popular in the first millennium BC, often depicted as a combination of animal and human. Pazuzu has the body of a man, the head of a lion or dog, talons of an eagle, 2 pairs of wings, a scorpion's tail, and a serpentine penis. He is shown as having his right hand up and his left hand down, in a similar pose to that of Baphomet, a deity that is now recognized as a symbol of Satanism and used as a representation for the alternative religion. In the mythological aspects of Pazuzu, he is said to be known for bringing famine during the dry seasons and locusts during the rainy seasons. Pazuzu was invoked through atropopaic amulets, also known as magic charms, that are supposed to ward off the powers of his rivals, in particular that of Lamashtu, a female demon who was believed to cause harm to a mother and child during childbirth. Pictured is a replica plaque at the Eastern Antiquities display at the Louvre in Paris, France, used for the exact purpose of repelling Lamashtu. Documents and objects of this sort are believed to have been widespread in the first millennium in Mesopotamia. Although Pazuzu himself is considered to be an evil spirit, he was not evil incarnate, and is also said to drive and frighten away other evil spirits, therefore protecting humans against plagues and other misfortunes. Similar to the Egyptian god Seth, sometimes known as Seth, who was a deity of war, chaos, and storms. Prayers to Pazuzu were intended to divert his natural inclination towards destruction and sway them into a more benevolent means. I find it interesting, on a personal note, that there was this idea that demons can be used, or manipulated, if you will, into doing something for a mortal, which I feel very much goes against the Western Christian and perhaps Catholic concepts of what a demon is and its overall personality. In order for a deed, protection, or even to be acknowledged by a demon, there has to be something in it for them, through sacrifice or ritual, at least in the European and American idea of worshipping such a being. And unlike the scene of the priest Lancaster Marion in Iraq staring up at this large foreboding statue of the unearthed demon, no such statue actually exists, at least not in that size. Statuettes and engravings have been found in the ancient city of Hatra, now modern-day northern Iraq. However, no full-size statues have ever been found, and it is unlikely that they ever will be. Depictions of demons or deities associated with the underworld are considered to be rare, because it is thought that in creating such an image or figure, one would attract the attention of the subject. However, small statuettes and amuletic charms featuring Pazuzu would be used in a way to draw his attention to the wearer or the room where the item would be placed, but due to their diminutive size, his power would be concentrated on protection rather than ill intentions. The individual would have nothing to fear from the demon because the act would be seen as a way of honouring Pazuzu by asking for his protection. These small statuettes were placed primarily in children's rooms, but could also have been sat by a window or a doorway again to act as a ward. To the people of Pazuzu's heyday, he was a shield of security against misfortunes. In 2017, Zoltán Niederreiter from the Department of Assyriology at Eötvös-Loránd University in Budapest, Hungary, wrote an academic paper on 2 Pazuzu head amulets discussing the incantations engraved on them. Through these amulets, we can see into a culture of superstitious rituals, which is written proof of the Babylonian beliefs, as well as the magical beliefs their amulets embodied. Aside from his well-known role in the 1973 horror film The Exorcist, Pazuzu's fame has quietened down considerably. However, in 2014, on an episode of Ghost Adventures, listed as the Zozo demon and hosted by Zach Bagans, the crew investigates a home which is claiming to be under attack from a demonic force known as Zozo. Having been made contact with via a spirit board, the family of the house feels that they are being haunted by a demon who refers to itself many times under the name Zozo. Upon looking into this, I couldn't find any references to a Zozo in any of the ancient cultures or texts, at least not at this time, despite the popular belief that people interested in the concept of demons and demonology that Zozo is of African or Sumerian origin. It is probable that they are in fact confusing Pazuzu for Zozo, and that's only if you believe that such a being exists. Whether there is possible correlation between Pazuzu and Zozo, that remains to be seen and is purely speculation. Having said that, I came across a curious possible crossover relating to an 1818 French text called Le Dictionnaire Infernal. The book attempts to provide an account of the knowledge concerning superstitions and demonology. The demonic encyclopedia was written by author Jacques-Auguste Simon Collins de Plancy and recounts the story of a young village girl who claimed to have been possessed by 3 demons, Mimi, Zozo, and Crapulet. Aside from Collins de Plancy's recounts of paranormal activity from more than 2 centuries ago, Zozo remains as elusive as the infamous Pazuzu. So, as we close the discussion of a demon who existed in the beliefs of the Mesopotamian people long before the time of Christianity and Jesus Christ, I can't help but wonder what it is about Pazuzu that keeps people interested, especially at a time when Christianity itself is in rapid decline. Is it really just a matter for the minds of the curious, or has Pazuzu refreshed his moniker and on the lookout to cause havoc in a new era? Thanks so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts or opinions on the mythology that continues to stir mystery in the people of today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me something to remember you by giving it a thumbs up, and if you want to, you can also subscribe. It's completely free. Believe it or not, I had so much trouble recording this video, it was ridiculous. I've had to record it twice, in fact, and there was a lot of wind noise. There was cars beeping outside. It was just a complete, total, utter disaster. And I never thought that I was actually going to get it done. Clearly, Pazuzu had other plans. He doesn't want me to talk about him. So I'm glad it's over and done with. I hope to see you all again soon.